Right then, settle in, grab yourself a cold one. Because I've just read something that made me choke on my morning toast. And trust me, when you live in Isaan, the toast is dry enough already. Here are 5 attention-grabbing lines to start, as the young people say. 1. Pattaya Beach, that famous stretch of sand and sin, just got a broom shoved up its backside. 2. 16 foreign ladies, and I use the term ladies loosely here, are now packing their suitcases in tears. 3. The tourist police have decided that selling companionship on public property is finally a problem. 4. One poor woman overstayed her visa and now gets a free holiday in a Thai cell before her flight home. 5. Besides, I, a grumpy old Englishman surrounded by buffalo and rice paddies, have never felt more vindicated. Let me set the scene for you. I live in a little village outside Uganda. My neighbours are chickens, a 3-legged dog named Lucky who is not, and a woman who sells grilled frogs from a cart. It is quiet. The loudest thing is the temple loudspeaker at 6 a.m. Therefore, when I hear news from Pattaya, I listen like a man listening to a zoo fire. Pattaya, good grief. I remember Pattaya in the 80s and 90s. It was as if someone threw Las Vegas, a pirate ship, and a regrettable holiday romance into a blender. But now, the tourist police have launched a suppression operation. Fancy words for a very simple activity. Walking along Beach Road with a flashlight and a clipboard. Here is what happened. One night that was probably humid enough to drown a fish. Officers from the Pattaya Tourist Police swept through the key entertainment zones and they found 16 women from Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan and Uganda. Not Thai, not Lao, not Cambodian. Central Asian and African ladies, all trying to make a bar in the world's most famous sin city. Now, I am not a prude, far from it. I have had my moments. However, there is a time and place. Besides, apparently, according to Thailand's Prevention and Suppression of Prostitution Act, BE 2539, or 1996, yes, they still use Buddhist calendar years, which makes everything sound ancient and inevitable. What these women were doing was illegal. They were approaching, persuading and advertising services. In other words, hey handsome, you want company? Here is a bit that made me laugh so hard a frog fell off my porch. 12 of the 16 were fined 1,000 baht each. 1,000 baht. That is about 23 quid. 23 pounds. You cannot get a decent haircut in London for that. You cannot buy a round of drinks in Manchester. Yet, that tiny fine buys you a revoked visa and a one-way ticket to Tashkent. Bargain of the century, if you ask the tourist police. However, wait, there is a twist. One poor soul, and I do not feel a pinch of sympathy here. A very small pinch, like the amount of salt I allow on my eggs. One of them had overstayed her visa. Oh dearie me. That is not a fine and a wave goodbye. That is a trip to Pattaya City Police Station for further legal action. Further legal action is police speak for you're going to sit on a hard bench until we remember you exist. And the remaining 3? Their visa cancellation is still undergoing procedures. That is Thai bureaucracy for our printer is broken and the officer is eating noodles. Now, here is the grumpy old man wisdom bit. The police say this is to enhance safety and maintain the image of Pattaya as a regulated tourism destination. Regulated? Pattaya? Regulated? Let me translate from an official Thai press release into real English. Too many backpackers with GoPros are filming the ladies and putting it on YouTube, and the Chinese tour groups are complaining. Because, let us be honest, Pattaya has been selling sex since before I had hair. The difference now is that the customers are families from Shanghai who want to see the sanctuary of truth, not a woman in sequins asking if they want a short time. So the tourist police have to look busy. Besides, deporting 16 foreign women is very, very busy. Now imagine the conversation at immigration went like this. Where are you from? Uzbekistan. And what is your profession here? Tourist. Then, why does your phone have 500 contacts named David from Manchester? Silence. Stamp. Deported. You know, life here in Isaan is simple. My biggest crime is putting too much chili in my somtam. However, Pattaya is a pressure cooker of desperation, cheap beer and broken dreams. Those 16 women, they were not villains. They were just unlucky. Unlucky that the police chose this week to crack down. Unlucky that their visas were flimsier than a wet paper bag. Unlucky that tourism is down and someone needs a headline. However, here is the strong, rewarding ending you have been waiting for. As I sit here watching my neighbour's buffaloes stare at me with more intelligence than most tourists I have met, I realise something. Those 16 women will go home. They will cry. They will be embarrassed. Then, in 6 months, 16 new women from different stands will take their places. Because you can deport a person, you cannot deport supply and demand. So, what is the lesson? Do not sell yourself on Beach Road. Do not overstay your visa. And for heaven's sake, if you see a man in a tourist police vest, just walk away and eat your pad thai. Now then, I want to hear from you lot. Have you ever been propositioned on Beach Road? What is the worst pickup line you have ever heard? Besides, be honest, have you ever paid a 1,000 baht fine for something stupid? Smash that like button if you think Pattaya should just admit what it is. Hit subscribe if you want more grumpy rants from the rice fields, and leave a comment. Deported or not, I will pin the best one. Right, my beer's warm and the frogs are getting louder. Good night. Oh, bloody mosquitoes. Even they have more visa rights than those poor women. Bye bye.